The PGA Tour just handed us the storyline of the season. Not because of what happened on the leaderboard, though what happened on the leaderboard was extraordinary, but because of what happened after. 2 players, 2 press conferences, and suddenly the most important conversation in professional golf is not about world rankings or prize money. It is about who belongs at the very top and who is willing to say it out loud. Cameron Young just won the 2026 Cadillac Championship at Trump National Doral by 6 shots, going wire to wire at 19 under 269. And Scottie Scheffler, the world number 1, finished second. Again, for the 3rd consecutive start. Trump National Doral had not hosted a PGA Tour event in a decade. The Blue Monster, one of the most demanding courses in professional golf, came back to the schedule and immediately delivered a tournament that will be referenced for years. The setup was already compelling before a ball was struck. Then came the weather. More than an inch of rain fell Sunday morning. Tee times were pushed back by 2 hours. Preferred lies were in effect for the final round. And across the golf world, the consensus was clear. These conditions should favor Scheffler. He has built his entire reputation on performing when things get difficult. Rain, wind, soft setups. He thrives in environments that punish lesser players mentally. Entering Sunday, Young was at -15 and Scheffler was at -9, sitting 6 shots back alongside Ben Griffin, Siwoo Kim, and Christopher Wrighton. The question was simple. Could anyone, especially the best player in the world, close a 6-shot gap on the most informed player on tour? The answer, delivered over 4 hours on Sunday, was no. To understand why Young was so difficult to catch, you have to go back to Thursday. He opened with a bogey-free 64, holing nearly 100 feet of putts and making 8 birdies. By the end of round 2, he had carded a 67, built a 5-shot lead, and his first 36 holes were being described as nearly perfect. His round 3 was a 70, not his sharpest, but the lead remained 6 shots. As CBS analyst Frank Nobilo noted after watching him closely, this was not his game, and that's the scary part. But the performance numbers only tell part of the story. The deeper transformation in Young's game runs through the statistics. In 2025, he ranked outside the top 100 on tour in strokes gained, approached the green, 129th, greens in regulation, 159th, and proximity to hole, T141. In 2026, he ranks inside the top 20 in all 3 categories. 18th in SG, approach, T15th in GR, and 2nd in proximity to hole. That is not a hot streak. That is a measurable, documented transformation. The catalyst was a switch to a Titlice Pro V1 X prototype, at the Wyndham Championship, the week of his first career win in August 2025, which gave him the distance control with irons and wedges that had previously been missing from it. Sunday's final round produced the defining moment of Young's character. On the par 4-second hole, with the entire tournament ahead of him, his ball moved slightly forward at address in the fairway. No television camera caught it. No official saw it. Nobody in the gallery noticed. Young called the official over himself and accepted the 1-shot penalty under Rule 9.4. As he put it afterwards, your heart sinks when you see it move. But it moved. That's part of what golf's about. There's no one who's going to give me a penalty there but myself. What happened next sent a message about exactly the kind of player Young has become. From 159 yards, he hit his approach to 13 feet and rolled in the par save. He then birdied holes 3 and 5. The lead that was supposed to be under pressure after the penalty was back to 7 by the time he took 2 back 9 bogeys at 11 and 13 were offset by birdies at 12, 15, and 16, including driving the green to difficult par, 416 straight over the water. Young finished at 19 under 269, becoming only the 3rd player in 50-plus years of Doral history to win wire-to-wire, and matching Hubert Green's 1976 record for the largest winning margin in the tournament's history. President Donald Trump, who owns the course, was in attendance and gave Young a standing ovation as he walked up the 18th fairway. Meanwhile, Scheffler posted a final round 68 and finished at 13 under 275, alone in second. That made it 3 consecutive runner-up finishes. 1 shot behind Rory McIlroy at the Masters, a lost playoff to Matt Fitzpatrick at the Heritage, and now 6 shots back at Doral. By most players' standards, a season with 1 win, 3 runner-ups, and 6 top 5s would represent career-defining. For Scheffler, it represents a stretch where he is not winning tournaments he is capable of winning. The data points to a specific repeatable issue. Scheffler leads the entire PGA Tour in scoring average at 68.22. On Thursdays, he ranks 72nd at 70.25. He keeps spotting the field opening round shots, then spending the rest of the week trying to recover ground. At Doral, that was the tournament. He played alongside Young for 3 of 4 rounds and had the clearest possible view of what elite golf looks like right now. Even his best individual moment of the week, a stunning escape from a completely plugged bunker lie on hole 16 that finished inches from the cup, followed by 3 straight birdies, came around that never seriously threatened Young's lead. His own assessment after the final round was honest. I felt like I couldn't really get anything going. I was hitting it decent enough, just putts were going kind of around the hole. Tough to get a lot of momentum. Then came the press conference exchanges that changed the entire tone of the week. Young spoke first on playing through difficult conditions. When the golf course is difficult, when the conditions are difficult, that tends to make it easier for me mentally. Given that the pre-tournament narrative had centered on rain potentially being the factor that closed the gap, specifically by helping Scheffler, that comment carried unmistakable weight. He then addressed his place in the game directly. I know he is the best in the world, but I am growing into my game. And this week, I proved I am at that same level. On what has changed, the self-belief just continues to build. Once you've done it once, I think it is easier to do it again. This is a player who accumulated 7 runner-up finishes before finally breaking through at the Wyndham Championship in August 2025. In his last 14 starts, he has won 3 times. The confidence was not manufactured. It was earned, but it was also stated publicly, directly, and in full awareness that Scheffler would be asked about it. Scheffler responded with precision. He acknowledged Young's performance in terms that left no room for doubt about his respect for the... I've always been very impressed with Cam's. Every time I played with him, I've always been impressed with his... This week he hit a lot of quality shots. A lot of quality iron shots, quality tee shots, especially on the holes where it really matters. On the greens, he was unbelievable this week. First 27 holes, I don't think he missed anything really. It was nuts. Guy was just holing everything. When you're hitting really good shots and holing a lot of putts, that's a recipe to run away with a golf tournament. Then he said the line that cut through everything. I did not need to be disrespectful to other players to get to the top. No name, no elaboration, no anger. Just a single sentence that told the full story of how Scheffler views the difference between performance and commentary. The wider picture surrounding this tournament demands context. Young is now one of only 3 players in history to win both the Players' Championship and Doral in the same season, the others being Tiger Woods and Steve Elkin. He has 5 top 10 finishes in 9 starts in 2026, including a T3 at the Masters where he held a share of the 54-hole lead. He entered the week ranked number 4 in the world. What comes next is the real test. The PGA Championship at Aronimink Golf Club, where Scheffler is the defending champion, arrives in 2 weeks. After that, the U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills on Long Island, Young's home state of New York, on one of the most demanding major venues in the sport. Young himself has said that difficult conditions make things easier for him mentally. Shinnecock is a golf course built to punish exactly the kind of player who flinches. The debate about the world's number 2 player is now live. No Laying Up noted that Young is second only to Scheffler in strokes gained since August 2025 across all phases of Sahith Theegala, who has practiced alongside Young at Panther National in Palm Beach, put it plainly. He can curve it both ways, he can hit it far, and all of a sudden, he's one of the best putters in the game. When I see him there, sometimes I just stop and watch him hit balls because he's that good. Scottie Scheffler remains the best player in the world. Cameron Young just proved he is playing at that same level. One responded by winning by 6. The other responded by refusing to be rattled. The PGA Tour has its story for the rest of 2026, and it starts getting serious in 2 weeks at Aronimink.